What did you see?
I saw none.
The Abbey has a long history.
Valak.
Hi guys, welcome back. We are kicking off this Halloween season with this spooky makeup look inspired by The Nun. This is the latest installment of the Conjuring movie franchise. Hope you like it. So I'm starting off with liquid latex on a cosmetic wedge and applying thin layers over this nose that I sculpted with polymer clay. I put down about 4 to 5 even layers. Once completely dry, I set it with regular translucent powder to remove any stickiness. Then I very carefully pulled the latex off of the sculpt, making sure to powder the inside so it wouldn't roll up and stick to itself. And then I trimmed the nose with cuticle scissors to clean up the edges. So now that I have my finished nose prosthetic, I can attach it using Prosaide, that's a medical grade adhesive. I applied a thin layer on my nose and also on the inside of the prosthetic. So I carefully placed the nose and pressed down the edges. It holds really well, but you do have a little bit of time before it sets. I left the bottom of the piece open so that I could breathe. I left a little tab there to help keep it attached, and then I trimmed off the extra length. So now I'm using liquid latex and a cosmetic wedge, and I'm applying a light layer over the edges to create a more natural blend. The fumes from the latex are strong near your eyes, so be very careful here. Next up is paint, and I'm using the Mehron Paradise paints. They're water activated. I'm using light layers, allowing them to dry in between. To be honest, I'm still learning how to best use these, but the mottled finish that I got actually works for the creepy demon nun anyways. I just kept at it until I was pleased with the coverage. So now I am blackening my eyes and lips with the black water-activated paint. When you're painting your face, you want to make sure to leave out that darkened area. Don't put white there because it's just going to turn gray or blue and not give you the finish you want. And then I go after it with translucent powder, just regular translucent powder, the same stuff that I've been using this whole time. So here I'm using a small buffing brush to contour the face using thinned out black paint. I'm going into the hollows of my cheeks, around the nose and eyes and the mouth. Then I'm switching to a smaller eyeshadow brush. I'm darkening my nostrils, and I worked on some of the finer details, like that distinct cleft in the end of the nose. The nose is a little penis-ish, but you know, it's okay. Don't worry about that. Okay, now I'm using a stippling sponge and using different paint colors, blacks, deep reds, mustardy yellows, to spatter the skin for a more mottled look. Skin is not an even tone, demons especially are not an even tone. You want to break that up with some stippling. I'm continuing here with contouring the face. I have a reference picture right in front of me while I'm doing this. Whenever you're doing a costume look like this, you always want to make sure that you have a reference picture. It helps keep you on track. So the skin around my eyes was popping out so strong here, so I'm using this black gel eyeliner to darken the entire eye area, darkening the wet line and the tight line. So next up, I'm using a black matte eyeshadow to darken all around the eyes. It's going to help set that body paint, especially on the eyelids that will crease if you don't do this. It's also going to help you do a little bit more detailed contour work around the nose. So at this point, I felt like the darkness had come down too far under my eyes, so I was adding more white body paint to lighten it back up, and I tried not to blend too much because it was going to turn gray or blue, and that was not going to be a good look. So now I'm using a detailed liner brush and that black body paint to draw the cracks all around the nun's eyes, nose, and forehead. I messed up a little bit, but they're cracks, okay? It's not going to be perfect. So this is the point where I got the amazing idea to use charcoal teeth whitening powder to blacken my mouth. It actually worked out really nicely. I'm doing a little extra stippling, just some final last looks, and now it's time for contact lenses. I'm usually really bad at contacts, but they went in pretty easy. They look good. Now it's time to change into the costume, complete the look. Thank you so much for hanging out today and for joining me this spooky Halloween season. I have so much in store for you this month here on YouTube. Videos are going to be posted twice a week in October. Hooray! Everything I used in today's makeup look will be listed in the description box down below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!